Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, May the 7th. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching it now, thank you very much for watching it if you're watching it later when we repost it. Elena said, Good morning. Good morning, Elena. And she asked how I'm doing. I'm doing pretty okay. Had my cup of coffee, had a piece of toast. How are you doing? And she says she's doing good. She anticipated me. She is very good. Kim said, Good morning. Dogs are all fed and outside. Whew, I can relax now until this evening. I'm sure cleaning will be at the door soon, though, if he isn't already. You're my substitute mom for now. I'm not leaving. You're not leaving my sight. Oh, the babies. You'll miss them when they're gone, but when they're there, it's a handful, I am sure. All right. Well, today being Tuesday, we are going to be looking at the new releases of mystery and thriller. And I've got a lot of tabs up, so we better get going to it. The quick announcements, we do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and then Saturday afternoons. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just close your eyes. It is time carved out for you to do whatever it is that makes you happy. All right, let me get rid of this banner now that I put it up. Which way are we going to go? One of my actually a couple of my go-to sites didn't have any updated information, so we are somewhat winging it. Yeah, we can start here. Okay, to here. I'm at their house, much easier. Oh, absolutely. Okay, good plan. Not quite so separation anxiety. I Will Ruin You by Linwood Barkley. That's a name in the mystery circles. How would you react in a life or death situation? It's a question everyone asks themselves, but few have to face in real life. English teacher Richard Boyle certainly never thought he would find himself taking down a former student intent on harming others, but when Mark Ledrew shows up at Richard's school with a bomb strapped to his chest, Richard immediately jumps into action. Thanks to some quick thinking, he averts a major tragedy and is hailed as a hero, but not all the attention focused on him is positive. Richard's brief moment in the spotlight puts him in the sights of a deranged blackmailer with a score to settle. The situation rapidly spirals out of control, drawing Richard into a fraught web of salacious accusations and deadly secrets. As he tries to uncover the truth, he discovers that there's something deeply wrong in the town, something that ties together Mark, the blackmailer, and a gang of ruthless drug dealers, and Richard has landed smack in the middle of it. He's desperate to find a way out, but everyone in his life seems to be hiding something, and trusting the wrong person could cost him everything he loves. What price will he pay for one good deed? That definitely would suck. And we'll do this way. And the James Patterson crew has a new one out. I did double check the date, and it is out today. Mary says, Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Another volunteer day at the library. Have a romance hold to pick up too. Awesome. That sounds like a lovely day. This is the 24th hour. Is this the end? A Woman's Murder Club thriller number 24 by James Patterson and Maxine Pietro. I think it was Tammy who was recommending this one, the series. It's been on my radar for sure. SFPD, San Francisco PD Sergeant Lindsay Boxer, Medical Examiner Claire Washburn, Assistant District Attorney Yuki Castellano, and crime writer Cindy Thomas gather at one of San Francisco's finest restaurants to celebrate exciting news. Cindy is getting married. Before they can raise their glasses, there's a disturbance in the restaurant. A woman has been assaulted. Claire examines the victim. Lindsay makes an arrest. Yuki takes the case. Cindy covers it. The legal strategy is complicated by gaps in the plaintiff's memory and the shocking reason behind her ever changing testimony. As Yuki leads the prosecution, Lindsay chases down a high society killer whose target practice may leave the Women's Murder Club short a bridesmaid or two. And another big name, I did check that this was a new one. Authors who continue to write after they've passed. Clive Cussler's The Heist, an Isaac Bell adventure by Jack DeBrule, 14th in the Isaac Bell series. Detective Isaac Bell faces an attack on the Federal Reserve. 1914. As America's century of dominance dawns, the country's greatest detective, Van Dorn agent Isaac Bell, is pitted against a master thief and his assassin accomplice. They're plotting to pull off the greatest heist in America's history, the theft of $1 billion from the newly created Federal Reserve. When an aerial attack is launched against Woodrow Wilson's yacht during a meeting among the Federal Reserve's branch leaders, Bell thwarts it, only to find that the strike was just the opening of an even deadlier gambit. It's up to Bell to find the link between the attack, the mysterious death of a Newport heiress, and growing evidence of an imaginably audacious heist. Death on the Lusitania by R.L. Graham, first in the Patrick Gallagher historical mysteries. Welcome on board the Lusitania's final voyage. New York, 1915. RMS Lusitania, one of the world's most luxurious ocean liners, departs for war-torn Europe. Among those on board is Patrick Gallagher, a civil servant in Her Majesty's government tasked with escorting a British diplomat back to England. When a fellow passenger is believed to have shot himself in his cabin, Gallagher is asked by the captain to investigate the scene, but one crucial detail doesn't fit. The man's body was discovered in a locked cabin with the key inside and no gun to be found. Was it really suicide or murder? Gallagher believes one of the passengers is a deadly killer who could strike again to protect their true reasons for being on board. And all the while, the ship sails on towards Europe, where deadly submarines patrol dark waters. Dot, 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 dot. Startruck, a Hollywood mystery by Marjorie McCown, second in that series. Costumer Joey Jessup is working on a movie set in 1930s Hollywood and starring two of the world's biggest stars. The male lead is also a dedicated social activist, and the female lead, Gillian Best, is known for her lifestyle brand. After a hit and run near the set, Joey realizes that the car involved belongs to Gillian, and she begins to wonder if the actress has more to hide than her Botox appointments. That doesn't sound like the 1930s. Her suspicions deepen when Gillian's personal assistant Rita vows to get revenge for Gillian, replacing her, and is found dead shortly after. Gillian quickly labels Rita's death a suicide, and the police seem to agree, but Joey isn't so sure. With the police standing aside, it's up to Joey to dig up the truth, but Hollywood stars know how to keep their secrets close, and a woman like Gillian Best won't take kindly to someone sniffing around her affairs. Joey is certain that Gillian has something to hide, and she's determined to find out what. A Lethal Question by Mark Rubenstein. With one patient's question, a therapist's life careens off the rails. Manhattan psychiatrist Bill Madrian takes pride in the level of trust he establishes with his patients. For a patient to open up, they must truly believe that everything said in a therapy session remains confidential. But Bill has never realized the complications this confidentiality could present until he treats Alex Bronzy. One day, in a session with Alex, the young man asks, Hey, Doc, you want to know who clipped Boris Levenko? Bill can hardly believe his ears. Boris Levenko was a major crime boss who had been executed a few days prior. The question, so loaded with portent, gives Bill information he desperately did not want to hear. With this knowledge, Bill's life is upended and he begins a fight for survival that takes him and his loved ones on a nightmarish journey far beyond the realm of anything he could ever imagined. Bill has to entangle himself from a web of deceit and corruption or risk losing his career, his family, and his life. They are saying perfect for fans of Joseph Finder and Dennis Lehane. Kind of sounds like that. A Lonesome Place for Dying by Nolan Chase. Perfect for fans of C.J. Box and William Kent Kruger. This is a debut novel. In the quiet seaside town of Blaine, Washington, the most serious police work involves dealing with stray coyotes or ticketing speeders along the I-5. But on Ethan Brand's first day as the town's chief of police, he finds a threat on his porch, along with a gruesome souvenir, a bloody animal heart. There are plenty of people who are upset about Ethan replacing the last chief, but when a body shows up on the railroad tracks, Ethan has to turn his focus from the threats against him to the first homicide case the town has seen in years. Blaine's population is only 5,000, but 8 million vehicles pass through its railroad crossing every year. It's the perfect site for drug smuggling, human trafficking, larceny, and murder. Ethan begins to realize that the small town has many more secrets than its quiet surface suggests. With no one to trust, his job already on the line, and the threats getting bolder and more reckless, Ethan Brand must find the killers and bring them to justice before anyone else winds up dead. I can't get over the new prices these days, fiction especially. Yeah, everything's going up. CJ Box is a good one. Rich Justice by Robert Bailey, third in the Jason Rich series. Once the flashy, successful lawyer known for his in-your-face billboards, in an accident, get rich. Jason Rich has fallen from grace, his reputation scrubbed of its glitz, and his life stripped of the people he cares about, all thanks to meth kingpin Tyson Cade. But when Cade is shot and killed in the heart of his territory, things go from bad to worse for Jason as he is charged with his murder. To clear his name, Jason seeks help from an unlikely source. Shay Langford, an old adversary and attorney almost as disgraced as Jason himself. Now Jason and Shay have even more to lose, their lives, as they dig into the dangerous truth behind Tyson Cade's murder. Neither time nor evidence is on their side, but after everything he's lost, Jason is determined to save his future from the mistakes of his past, no matter the price. Another big name, John Connolly. 21st in the Charlie Parker series. This is Instruments of Darkness. In Maine, Colleen Clark stands accused of the worst crime a mother can commit, the abduction and possible murder of her child. Everyone, ambitious politicians in an election season, hardened police, ordinary folk, has an opinion on the case, and most believe she is guilty. But most is not all. Defending Colleen is the lawyer Moxie Caston, and working alongside him is the private investigator Charlie Parker, who senses the tale has another twist, one involving a husband too eager to accept his wife's guilt, a group of fascists arming for war, a disgraced psychic seeking redemption, and an old twisted house deep in the Maine woods, a house that should never have been built, a house and what dwells beneath. Yeah, those his books are definitely a little more darkish with a touch of paranormal, I think. Probably why I haven't. I think I tried to read the first one a long time ago. Long, long time ago. Probably book one. The Dare by Natasha Preston. Would you accept the dare? In Marley's town, seniors are given a prank as a rite of passage. A dare, if you will. The dares start out simple: egging houses, balloons filled with glitter, chickens running loose in the halls. But this is no child's play. Accepting a dare means you could be expelled, arrested, or worse. No one wants to back down from a dare, but saying yes has consequences too. Dot, 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 dot. Perfect Little Monsters by Cindy R.X. He. Someone has murdered the queen bee of Searton High School. All the dead girl's friends are suspects, and each one has a reason for wanting her to die. Ella Moore was the most popular girl in school, and also the most hated. When she's murdered at her own party, there are too many suspects to count, and too many people who think she deserved it. The police's prime suspect is the new girl, Dawn Foster. Dawn was the last to hand Ella a drink on the night she died. Plus, all of Ella's friends with a motive for wanting Ella dead are more than willing to throw Dawn under the bus, if it means keeping the heat off themselves. But Dawn refuses to go down without a fight. She's determined to clear her name. As she delves deeper into the past, she discovers that Ella and her friends had major enemies, and someone is out for revenge. Dawn must uncover the truth before the police arrest the wrong suspect, and before the next person dies. Hunted by Abir Mukherjee. I apologize. I am not saying that correct. I am absolutely sure. In London, the police storm Heathrow Airport to bring in a father for questioning about his missing daughter. In Florida, a mother makes a connection between her son and the bomber, fearing he has been radicalized. And in Oregon, an unknown organization's conspiracy to bring America to its knees unfolds. On the run from the authorities, the two parents are thrown together in a race against time to stop a catastrophe that will derail the country's future forever. But can they find their kids before it's too late? The Return of Ellie Black by Emiko Jean. It's been 20 years since Detective Chelsea Calhoun's sister vanished when they were teenagers, and ever since she's been searching for signs, for closure, for other missing girls. But happy endings are rare in Chelsea's line of work. Then a glimmer. Local teenager Ellie Black, who disappeared without a trace 2 years earlier, has been found alive in the woods of Washington State. But something is not right with Ellie. She won't say where she's been or who she's protecting, and it's up to Chelsea to find the answers. She needs to get to the bottom of what happened to Ellie, for herself and for the memory of her sister, but mostly for the next girl who could be taken and who, unlike Ellie, might never return. This is a debut thriller. The 5-Year Lie, a domestic thriller by Serena Bowen. Oh, she is Serena Bowen is a romance author, and this is her debut thriller about one woman's search for the truth after receiving a text from her deceased ex. She thought it was love, then he vanished. On an ordinary Monday morning, Ariel Cafferty's phone buzzes with a disturbing text message. Something's happened. I need to see you. Meet me under the candelabra tree ASAP. The words would be jarring from anyone, but the sender is the only man she ever loved, and it's been several years since she learned he died. Seeing Drew's name pop up is heart-stopping. Ariel's gut says it can't be real. But she goes to the tree anyway. She has to. Nobody shows. But the text upends everything she thought she knew about the day he left her. The more questions she asks, the more sinister the answers get. Only two things are clear. Everything she was told 5 years ago is wrong, and someone is still lying to her. The truth has to be out there somewhere. To safeguard herself and her son, she'll have to find it before it finds her, and with it, the answer to what became of Drew. The Deepest Lake by Andromeda Romano Lax. That's a great name. Thriller set at a luxury memoir writing workshop on the shores of Lake Atitlan, Guatemala. The grieving mother goes undercover to investigate her daughter's mysterious death. Rose, the mother of 20-something aspiring writer Jules, has waited 3 months for answers about her daughter's death. Why was she swimming alone when she feared the water? Why did she stop texting days before she was last seen? When the official investigation rules the death an accidental drowning, the body possibly lost forever in Central America's deepest lake, an unsatisfied Rose travels to the memoir workshop herself. She hopes to draw her own conclusion and find closure. When Rose arrives, she's swept into the curious world created by her daughter's literary hero, the famous writing teacher Eva Marshall, a charismatic woman known for her candid and controversial memoirs. As Rose uncovers details about the days leading up to Jules' disappearance, she begins to suspect that this glamorous retreat package is hiding ugly truths. Is Lake Atitlan a place for where traumatized women come to heal, or a place where deeper injury is inflicted? Good question. And this is going to time out well. Our last one is a middle grade book to end on a lighter note, and if you're doing middle grade May, The Supernatural Files of C.J. Delaney by Carol Williams. Possessed dogs, missing livestock, cloaked figures. C.J. Delaney's summer vacation just got really weird. When a boring old skate park opening becomes the scene of something truly strange, C.J. Delaney can't believe her luck. This is just the kind of big story she's dreamed of breaking for the town's local paper. With best friend Parker in tow, CJ is determined to get to the bottom of everything and save the town from evil. Isn't this what summer vacation is for? But when all answers point to someone close, CJ stands not only to lose her byline, but the scariest thing of all, the people and pet she loves. And that is what we have for today. Domestic thriller, interesting description. Those are a thing now. They are a really big thing right now. Okay, well, we made it. Tomorrow we'll be looking at the new releases in romance, and at quick glance on one of the websites, there's a lot, so we'll go through those quickly as well. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I start a few minutes early if things go well in that regard. So just keep an eye out if you want to get started early as well. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. All righty, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a very good Tuesday. Please take care of yourselves. Read good books. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day and God bless.